Students, today we discuss about the minimization of DFA question. It's a very important question. So the minimization of DFA question, it's very easy. So they may give some number of states. So you have to minimize the number of states using some methods. Okay. So this is one of the example question. So this they may give 8 states. So this is your starting state. A is the starting state. And what is your final state? C is the final state. How you can understand the final state? So the final state can be represented with a double rounded bracket. Okay. So this are all the inputs for the states. Okay. So first step, you have to write the solution. The solution first you have to write what is M. M is nothing but M is the machine. So machine is consist of Q. Q is nothing but Q is the states. Okay. So how many states you have? That is Q. So Q is what are the states you have? Here you are having A to H states. So you have to write A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H also. So this is your Q is the states. And next is sigma. Sigma is nothing but this is your input symbol. What is your input symbol? So input can be represented with here zeros and ones. So that is your sigma is nothing but it is the input symbol. So what are the inputs are available in your FA? So zeros and ones are in the inputs. Okay. So the sigma is 0, 1. And next is del. So del is nothing but the transition function. Normally the transition function can be represented with some variables. So here I represented with a k. Okay. Next is q naught. Q naught is nothing but this is the initial state. So what is your initial state? So initial state is A. And F is nothing but F is the final state. So what is your final state? C is the final state. So this is first you have to write what are the machines are available here. Then step 1 you have to write the transition function for the given DFA. Okay. So this is the input and states. So inputs are zeros and ones. So states I have to write A to H states. Okay. So you have check whether A get the input 0, where it will be go. So check the diagram. A get the input 0, it will go to B. A get the input 1, it will go to F. Okay. So A get the input 0, it will go to B. And A get the input 1, it will go to F. Similar, you have to check remaining all the states. Okay. So I will do say 2 states. So B get the input 0, where it will be go. B get the input 0, it will go to G. And B get the input 1, it will go to C. So it is G and C. And you have to do the remaining. So I will fill the remainings. C it may goes to A and C. D it may goes to C and G. E it may goes to H and F. F it may goes to C and G. G it may goes to G and E. H it may goes to G and C. Okay, so we filled the step 1. Step 1 is nothing but we just saw all the inputs whether it will be goes to which states. Okay, so this is step 1. Next, step 2, we have to categorize 2 groups. First you have to write what is your initial state, what is your final state. Okay, so initial state you may all know A is your initial state and what is your final state? C is your final state. Okay, so I have to write A is my initial state and final state is C is my final state. Okay. So then you have to divide it with the states into 2 groups. That is, I have to divide it with non-final groups into 1 group and final groups into 1 group. Okay. So final state you have only having states only. Some DFA having 2 final states means you have to write the 2 final states to here. That is 1 category. Remaining all are 1 category. Okay. So here having only C is 1 category. Remaining is non-final group. Non-final is, so remaining the C, you have to write remaining all the states. So remaining all, what are the states you have? A, B, D, E, F, G and H. So this is the 2 categories. First category is non-final and the second category is final. So this is the step 2. Okay. Step 3 is find the pi nu. It is very easy step. So we already reached the final category. So next third step, you have to process with the non-final category. Okay, so you have to take the non-final category and check their transition with the input zeros and 1. First you have to write all the non-final category with the input 0 and process it, and again all non-final category with the input 1. Okay, so here A process with the 0, where it will be go. So you may all know A process with the 0, it will go to B. So you have to write B to here. And B process with the 0, where it will be go. B process with the 0, it will go to G. So similarly, you have to write the remaining all also. Okay. So here you got C, here you got H and C and G and G. Here the same you have to process A with the input 1. A with the input 1, you have process with the output F. The similar also you have to do C, G, F and G, E, C. Okay, so this is the processing. Okay, so you have to check the transition table and write this value. Okay, so you can check here you are having any another category value. Okay, so here you are categorized with two groups. So this is final state, no issues. So we have processed with the non-final state. If you are processing with the non-final states, if you are having the values of final values means please mention. So here you are processing with the D, you got C. So you have to mention D processing with the 0, you got C also. So what is another? If you are processing with the F, you got C also. Okay. So I am writing this. On considering input 0, the states, what are the states? The D and F goes to another group C. Okay. So next, if you can check with the input 1, here you got another states C. Okay. So another one is H. If you are processing with the 1, it may goes to another one category also C. Okay. So you have to write like, on considering input 1, the states B and H goes to another group C. Okay. So you have to write two statements. So here you got another two categories also, DF1 category and BH1 category. Okay. So you have to categorize and write. First I will write, first this is, so you are having already C is the final category, no issues. If you are doing with this, you got DF with another category. So I have write DF with another category. What are the remaining is A, B, E, G and H only. Okay. So if you are processing with again this is, you got B and H also another one category. So DF already is there. So if you are processing with the input 1, so you got B and H. So remaining also B, if you are removing B and H, remaining terms all A, E, G and C only. So this is the order. So we have reached DF1 states, BH1, C. So next step you have to process AEG with the input 0, 1. The similar step you have to do. Okay. Then step 4 is we have finally having AEG only one there. So you have to check AEG with the input zeros and ones. You can check the transition table and with the, what is the process you have. A process with the 0, you got B. E process with the 0, you can check the table. Okay. E process with the 0, it got H. Okay. The same you have G. So A process with the 1, you got F, and E process with the 1, you got F. G process with the 1, you got E. Okay. So you have to write. Then you can check if you are processing with the 0, you got any other stat. Okay. So here you are having DF1 another one category, BH another one category and C another category. Okay. So if you are processing with the AEG, if you are got any other states, please mention that. Here you got B and H. B and H already one state. So here you got, if you are processing with the A and E, you got B and H. So I am writing like, On considering input 0, the states A and E goes to another group B and H. Okay, so if you are writing this is you got like, so we are having already C is one other states and remaining B and H another one states and D and F another one states, and now you are got A comma E another one states. Remaining you are having G only. Okay. Then you can check here. Here you are got any other states. Here you are having F alone and E alone. Here you are having F merged with the D and E can be merged with the F. There is no another separate states. So we cannot able to consider. So I am writing like, on considering input 1, the states cannot be splitted. So this is your final pi new. This is your final pi. Okay. So you have to write this is your final pi. Next, the transition table. This is the step 5. So you have to write all the states. So what is your starting states? A is your starting state. So A can be splitted with A comma E. And B, H, D, F, G. What is your final state? C is your final state. You can check AE process with the 0 where it will be go. So you can check the table A and E. You can check A and E process with, you got B and H. B and H, do you have any other states in the table? So B and H, you are having one states. So no issues. You have to write B and H. Next you have check A comma E process with the input where it will be go. A comma E process with the 1, it will go to F only. So F means if you are writing F alone, it's not considerable because F can be merged with the D. So you have to write D comma F because you got only F, but you all are having states with the D comma F. So that is only I am writing D comma F. Okay. So next is B comma H with the input 0. So B and H you can check. So here got G only. So G all only having one state. So no issues. Next B comma H with the input 1. B comma H with the input 1 you got C. C already having one state. No issues. Then you can check D comma F. D comma F with the input 0 you got C, you got G. So C and G. G you can check G only. So G you got G and E. G okay. For E if you are writing E, it's not having alone states. Okay. So E you are having A with the E. So you can write A comma E. Next C you can check. C if you are C means you got A and C. A means you can process with the E. So AE. And C if you are with the input 1 you got C only. So no issues, you have to write C. Okay. So this is the final transition table. You have to draw the transition diagram for that. So I can represent all the states AE, BH, DF, G and C. C is the final state. So I can represent with a double rounded bracket. A is the starting state. So you can check AE with the input 0 where it will be go. It goes to BH. A with the input 0 it will be go to BH. AE with the input 1 it will go to DF. E with the input 1. Finalize the diagram. So this is your finalized minimized table. Okay. I hope you all are understand. You can share with your friends. Thank you students. We will see in another one video. Bye.